What happened to Jason Murphy in 2017 when he was found drowned? Well, let's check into this. But first, I want to welcome you to my YouTube channel where I do pick threes, murder mysteries, and a variety of other readings. If you like this material, please click like and subscribe. And if you click the little bell in the lower right-hand corner, you will be notified when I upload new videos. Dina Gregg's husband was Jason Murphy, and he was found dead in the Los Angeles River in September of 2017. The actor and improv artist had recently married his sweetheart, and after returning from a honeymoon in Ireland, he'd attended a weeknight screening in North Hollywood of the movie From Jennifer, in which he had a scene-stealing part. Afterward, he stopped at a party with the cast and crew. Hours later, Murphy, age 34, would be found dead in the Los Angeles River in Elysian Park, northeast of downtown. Authorities said that Murphy accidentally drowned after a night of drinking, but his family and friends point to a host of unanswered questions, suggesting that Murphy met a more violent end. His cell phone has never been found. He had bruises and cuts and other unexplained injuries. Videos indicate he got off the metro train 2 miles from his home, and some witnesses near where his body was found said they saw a man running in fear that night. His widow, Dina Gregg, and several retired homicide detectives that she hired accused the Los Angeles Police Department of botching the investigation. No Northeast Division homicide detectives went to the scene. They ignored the evidence that might have pointed to Murphy being robbed and killed, Gregg and her investigators said. Gregg has repeatedly pestered the LAPD to reopen the case, saying it's unfair that she has raised tens of thousands of dollars online to hire private investigators to find clues about Murphy's death. I want LAPD to seriously investigate this, Gregg said. I want justice for my husband. So we can certainly understand that. So was this a murder, robbery, or was this that he just drank too much and unfortunately fell off from a high ledge and drowned? So let us find out. I'm going to consult the Anna Kay tarot first, and I'm always going to show the back of the card, what that looks like, so anyone who has a tarot deck can consult the same one if you have it, for any readers out there. So the first question I'm going to ask is for the cards to say what happened that night that Jason Murphy passed away. We'll kind of go with like letting the cards tell a story. So this is the Empress, and she likes to have a good time. She's very creative. She's very nurturing. This could be that he's indicating the fondness that he had for his wife, and then oh my gosh, this is interesting because he actually did fall from a high ledge, right? And so we have somebody like coming down from a high ledge, and then we've got 3 people watching. So I find it so much more interesting to let the cards tell the story than just simply say, was he murdered? I mean, you know what I'm saying? I just think the story part is more involved. So this was at night. All right, and here's the waterway, okay? So this is just indicating that it was at night, and then now I'm done with Anna Kay, and I'm actually going to do Haunted House Tarot, and I'm going to lay these on top, because this is obviously, there was water, there was a high ledge here. It's definitely confirming, but what are these 3 people up to, right? We're going to continue the story with another deck. And this is the Haunted House Tarot, and I'll show you what the back of this deck looks like, just so you know. It's kind of interesting there. We'll see what the Haunted House has to tell the story. So this is kind of confirming. So this is an interesting card because there's really a focus on the water here. The waterfall. Look at how we have water rushing. Look at this. The water was rushing. The water is running. We got another ledge here falling off, and we're going to just keep following this story. So they want to why are they making the water so important? So here's the person walking at night, and this can be having a few drinks, right? So we already know that he had a few drinks at a party and he's walking on his way home. So this is very interesting that the cards are, detailing this. And then we've got, like literally this guy, like literally woke up dead. This is very interesting that he literally, so if we were to ask him what happened to him, I don't think he would remember. Maybe because the state of what he was in. This just means that he maybe didn't see what was coming, or he didn't see what was coming because see the blindfolds on her, so they could have struck from behind if it was somebody. And this means that justice has not been served because the scales are not equal. So this means, and there again we got 3 people. Hey, you guys, let's pull out this other card. Let's put this in front. Do you see something here? We got 3 people looking and somebody off the wall. And then we've got justice not being served because the scales are not even and people watching. And then, of course, we've got a wall here. We've got another wall. And bones, like probably had broken bones, from the fall of the ledge. So this is starting to tell a little bit more clear. This person did rise up, immediately went to the light. It's a beautiful light. So he rose up, became a beautiful angel, or was greeted by an angel, or, so this just tells me that he did not suffer a lot. And this is interesting. So this is the 9 of Cups, and that's just really emphasizing there was a lot of heavy drinking. There was a lot of heavy drinking. The 9 of Cups can be the, almost the like addiction, heavy drinking card. And it looks like he got a ride. So it looks like he did have a ride. He did have a ride, so he wasn't driving in that condition, which is good. So he had a ride. This feels like somebody was following him. They wanted something that he had. This is very kind of interesting. Let's pull another card and just see what else comes up. I believe that's the Hierophant card. So this is the 9 of Wands, and that just means that feels like it was a well-lit area. Like I don't feel like he was in the dark. These feel like street lights to me, and he's walking along and feels like he's, safe. This feels like somebody was watching him. Feels like somebody was watching him. Then I'll pull from another deck also. So I asked the cards the question here, was he murdered? And this is obviously a murder card. So now I'm going to ask my regular cards. And I'm just going to go directly to the question. I'm using Robinwood, and this is what the back of this card looks like, the Robinwood deck. And I'm going to say, was Jason Murphy murdered? And then I probably will pull, look at this, we got the nine of Swords. He had a painful ending, as far as like his life was a painful ending. In just a minute here, we'll tie this all together. So this is very interesting. Just a second here. None of these cards are indicating violence right now. I mean, maybe he was being chased. Okay, so this one kind of does. So here's the thing. This is what I think. And this is just a theory. And this is alleged for entertainment purposes only. All right? So I think that the cards are indicating for sure he had too much to drink. He had too much to drink. He wasn't in his right mind. So he had difficulty focusing. And I think somebody did chase him. And I suspect that he dropped his cell phone and it was stolen or something. This is a chase. So I felt like it's a chase. And then I think what happened was, I do think he fell off the wall, and I think people saw him fall off. But even though that one card indicated, when I asked if he was murdered, I think that he thought in his mind for sure that somebody was trying to get him, that somebody was trying to kill him. But there aren't enough cards showing up to validate this. And the Haunted House Tarot is a violent or dark deck, not violent, but a dark deck. But these cards don't support, like, really, there's not enough cards here to support that, that he was actually murdered, like this one indicates. The 9, I just feel like, yes, he did have too much to drink, and I think somebody probably chased him, maybe wanted his wallet or something, although his wallet was still on him, because probably when he fell down the wall and they looked, they're like, wow. So somebody might have been responsible for freaking him out, and causing him to fall. But there's not enough cards in all of these cards I pulled to make me feel comfortable saying that this was murder. I think that, yes, I do feel like he was chased. Absolutely. This is the chase card. And I definitely, alcohol was a big contributing factor. And, I don't know why he got dropped off 2 miles from his house. He should have been dropped off right in front of his house. But I think that confused state, I think he just told the driver to let him out, and he walked in the dark. And ultimately, the water, he did kill himself, or accidentally kill himself. I do think that if these people wouldn't have chased him, I think he would have been fine. But I think the fact that he was chased contributed also. So I don't, I guess this is an indirect, I don't know how to call that, an indirect killing, because I feel like he was chased, and had he not been chased, he would have never gone over the edge of that. So, in a way there were, and I feel like there was at least 3, because I keep getting 3. There was 3 people that knew that he had fallen off the wall. So, so this is why the justice isn't done, is because there were people that caused him to fall off that wall, and they're getting away with that, because they haven't been discovered yet. So, was he brutally attacked and murdered? I don't think that happened. At least the cards are not indicating that, but this is alleged and for entertainment purposes only. So, I hope that his widow will see some kind of justice for her husband.